Muy buenos dias. Hola, hola. Hello, continuous liners. Gracias. Riquísimo. I'm here live from the streets of San Miguel de Allende, and I just got my beautiful latte delivered to me. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the glass mug. I really am not. I don't like the stem. I don't like see-through. But they are handy when you're doing marketing shots, right? Like when I'm trying to do bone broth shots and stuff like that. So yes, good morning, muy buenos dias. I'm here live on the street, live in the Centro Histórico de San Miguel de Allende. Thought I'd give you a new shot today. That, can you see it? You can't really see it, but Bellas Artes, there it is. There's the dome of Bellas Artes, right there. I'm pointing to it, but you can't see me pointing. But mostly you can just see those used to be the government buildings. They're not anymore. I think they're tourism now. But yeah, I'm here in San Miguel de Allende. I've got my warm-up book, and I'm going to start doing my lines because by practicing my lines every day, it strengthens my ability to draw. I am a stronger drawer because I practice my continuous line. We are on day 6 of the continuous line selfie, and honestly, I want to applaud those of you who are participating because, first of all, it's a super good drawing challenge. The subject is pretty simple. You're with it every day. It's right there in front of you. And if you can get over the ego part of it, right? Like, if you're drawing yourself to be precious and perfect and, oh, this is me and I look so good, that is not the point of it, right? Or, this is me and I look so fat. That's sometimes what I do, right? Like, here, I'm going to talk about it for a second because I think this is important. I think drawing selfies is, it's triggering, right? It triggers people. They don't want to draw, I'll speak for myself, we don't want to draw ourselves too old, too fat, too ugly, too out of proportion, right? Like, it's just, let me put this up a little bit. When we draw ourselves, we want to do it right. Now, generally speaking, we are a demographic of older people. There's not a lot of young people in this group. So the whole idea of drawing wrinkles, right? Like, Jesus Christ, look at all the wrinkles. Do I have to draw every damn wrinkle? No, you don't. You really don't. And so what the continuous line selfie challenge, what I'm here to encourage, and it is a work in progress because I have selfies that I go, oh God, and then I have selfies where I go, oh God. This one, see here, what I'm doing here is I'm literally trying to work on my elegant line. Now, okay, so I have a simplified line, and so I'm getting little notes of my age, but I'm not drawing every wrinkle, right? Like, and I have this, what is that thing called, right? And then up to my head, right? Now, kind of a cool drawing, but I aged myself, right? Like, I think I look older here than what I actually am, right? But that's okay, because when you're trying to do this in continuous line, it's about sort of like, capturing that line without doing the chicken scratch thing, right? The back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And the back, forth is a valid part of our drawing practice, right? Like, I started with the back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, because it's we're trying to figure things out, right? Trying to figure out, like, how do I draw this, right? And so if I don't know how to draw it in the meantime, I'm just going to rev my motor, right? So here I'm trying to do like more expressive, not just straight on selfies, just because it's a really good challenge, right? It's a good challenge to, like, how can I get myself now here, a little funny, but my face is too short, so I've made myself younger. And that's okay too, right? Like, it's just here, okay, this one, I've made myself too thin. And I've given I did have a big mop of hair on my head because it was really hot. Okay, so this one, this morning, I did this one, And I washed my hair. I haven't brushed my hair, but I did wash my hair. So it's full of life, okay? And so I put on my red glasses and I drew myself, right? Still, let's see, what is wrong here? I don't want to say wrong, but it's perfect, right? But I'm probably a little short in the face, which youngins me. It doesn't age me, it youngins me. Benjamin Buttons, or what's that guy's name? So, but generally speaking, I mean, look at my hair, just a few lines. I got some basic wrinkles, right? Because I have wrinkles for sure. But I'm not here to draw every single one of them because you don't really need to see everyone. I don't really need to see everyone, right? So that little jowl thing right there, right? I probably pronounce it, but it gives a hint of age, right? A hint of age, a little line under my eye. I don't have to draw everything, right? And so this practice, it just is really good for teaching spatial dimensions, right? Somebody this morning I saw with her selfie, she said, I don't like doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't like drawing myself. I get no satisfaction from drawing myself. And fair enough, right? But that sort of response, it's kind of deep, right? Like there's like an emotion, that's an emotional trigger to drawing yourself, right? Like there's no valid reason to draw yourself. And it ties into self-esteem and the whole deal, right? Like if you find yourself so uninteresting that you can't draw yourself, I don't know what to tell you. But what I am here to tell you is that the practice of drawing your face, your particular face, right? Like here's, in my mind, because in my mind I'm this fat girl, right? I'm this pudgy fat girl. I always have been, always will be, right? So in my mind's eye, I have this really wide face. I have a big head and a wide, round face. But you know what? As I'm drawing myself, you know what? I'm like, oh, you know what? This is a little bit more, I have more, I have this big egg forehead. And my face is longer, right? So through the practice of drawing every day, I'm learning that like the actual shape of I actually have a longer face, and the longer face also comes with age, right? Like as we age, this part of our face it droops. It does, right? So they say from your ears all the way across your nose, this whole thing goes down, right? I mean, I think we've all seen our grandfathers or somebody older with ears as big as Dallas, right? Or a nose, right? Like everything here, unfortunately, goes that way, right? So by understanding and taking the time to comprehend the dimensions of our face and the spatial, like this area right here, it's tricky, right? That space between your nose and your mouth. You put it too close. Stop it. You put it too close, and we're too young, and you don't look right, right? There's plenty of artists that do the specs of the face, right? Like you do this oval, and the eye line is right in the half, and then in the half of that is our mouth, and then the half of that is our nose, right? There's plenty of people that are doing the actual number breakdown of our faces, in the continuous line. I'm encouraging capturing the spatial dimensions of our face with the elegant line. Does that mean you can't use other mediums? No, you can do it however you want to draw yourself, whether it's with a toothpick or your finger or your dog's paw. It doesn't matter, right? But so while I love that people are playing with mediums, and I am too, and I want that to continue, but when the question is posed, why am I drawing myself for 31 days? Why in God's green earth would I draw myself every day for 31 days? And it's not an ego thing. It is not like, oh, look at how beautiful I am, I'm going to draw myself. No, I mean, the selfie thing, even like taking pictures and posting, we all know the selfie thing is triggering. Some people, it drives some people crazy. There's some people who would never do it. And, you know, to that I say, whatever. You know, if you want to go out and party on the 5th of May, even though Mexico doesn't recognize it, I don't care. No, who cares, right? Like, if you want to get drunk on Cinco de Mayo, go get drunk on Cinco de Mayo, right? And don't tell people that they can't. And just like selfies, if you want to take pictures of yourself, if you want to draw pictures of yourself, have at it, right? And if you're telling people not to do selfies, or selfies are ridiculous, whatever, right? I mean, we all know the people that like go above and over with selfies, right? I mean, I do selfies, but I like to think that they're not just completely selfishly and egotistically motivated, but at the same time, I don't really care if they are, because I'm an artist and I am in the business of drawing, and I like to know how to draw, and I like to practice drawing, and I like to encourage others to practice drawing. And so you know what that means, at least for the month of May 2024, is we're drawing ourselves. And if you're opting not to do it, I don't care. That's totally fine. No one has to do anything at all, especially in my realm, right? But if you want to, I applaud it, and it's a really good practice. It's a really, really, really good way to you know, you get over the ego of yourself. I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm just using a ballpoint pen. Who cares? Just use whatever. You have to use all the inks. You don't have to use the watercolor. You can keep it super simple and just get your ballpoint pen, right? And draw yourself every day for 31 days. Don't spend more than like 5 minutes on it, because then you start to get too precious, right? And even I'm here to say, just don't get too precious about it, because at the end of the month, it's quite hilarious, because I have my book from a few months ago when I drew myself with my coffees. By the way, I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee right now. Delicious. Oh my God, that's strong. Super strong. There's a family that sat right here in front of me, and they're kind of looking right at me because they want my table. And I don't blame them, because I'm sitting here talking to my phone as if it's a human. And look at this beautiful view. Check out this spectacular view. Look, I have the view of the parroquia, the prized parroquia, the jewel of San Miguel. And you get to see all the doggies walking by and all the people walking by. And then what else do we have over here? We have, that's one of the old bars there. Well, that's a bank on the corner, I think. But then that's a bar where all the mariachis go and practice. It's very cool in the winter, because the mariachis go in there to warm up, literally warm up, play a little music amongst each other. So all the mariachis stand all together and they're all playing. It's very cool. I don't know if they still do that, right? A lot of old school traditions are fading away everywhere, not just here, right? This is why I like to go sketch. This is why I like to get out there. Someone said to me, oh, you know, Paris is very dangerous now. I'm like, I know. I'm not an idiot. I'm not living under a rock, right? Like, I'm seeing what's happening in the world as much as I can. How much of it is truth, or is there misinformation? I think there's a ton of misinformation, but that doesn't mean I'm like an idiot to what's going on. I don't want to spend the rest of my life drawing this, right? Like, this is cool, but I do not want to spend the rest of my life drawing this church and the Mojigangas. I love the Mojigangas, right? But I have drawn them for years, and I am ready to draw new things. Does that mean, do I want to go right into the rioting and protesting in Paris to draw that? Maybe. Maybe, because I don't know how much time I have left on this planet, right? I have no idea how much time I have left on this planet. But the thing I do know is that I want to get out there and draw everything, and not pretty. I don't subscribe to the like pretty watercolor school. I have great respect for watercolorists and the people with chops and who are teaching it. But me personally, I don't care about pretty landscapes. I don't care about, well, I care about the doll makers here, but I don't care about painting them perfectly quaint, set against the backdrop of the cathedral with the nuns walking up and the peasants selling beads, right? Like, That's not my shtick. I don't want the pleasant. I mean, I like a pretty drawing for sure, but I'm not a watercolorist, plein airist in the sense that I don't want to go out there and paint the pretty landscapes. I want to be out there in the, well, I guess urban scenes, right? Like I want to be in the action. I want to be where the action is, and I want to draw the scenes, because with all the practice that I have done over the years, I'm pretty good at drawing, I'll say that, and I'm pretty good at drawing fast, right? So I can get in there and draw the things and get the heck out. And, in the past few weeks, or there's been, or months, what years, I don't even know, who can keep track with that orange diapered idiot in court every other day. There's talk of the sketch artists who are sketching him, right? Because there's no cameras, right? And at first it seemed like all these sketch artists were making him this like athletic, muscular, large, big-handed man. And that's not true. He's a weak, sick, diaper-wearing, demented, crusty old man, right? And that's how he should be drawn. He should not be drawn as some American hero, because he is no American hero, right? Like he is an American tragedy that just keeps getting weirder and weirder, right? And so, why did I mention that? Oh, the whole idea of like being, I am a sketch artist, right? But do I want to be a courtroom sketch artist? No, but I want to be reportage. I want to be in the action, right? I want to be, not every day, not all the time. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, right? So I don't want to be like in war zones. But I do absolutely want to get out there and draw the world, and not pretty landscapes. I want to draw what's happening, right? I want to draw what's happening in the world. So this is why I do things like selfie drawing challenges, because it's not just me drawing myself. It's me teaching myself about spatial dimensions of faces, right? And so by practicing just for 31 days, it's only 31 days. It's not like it's a 12,000 months, right? It's 31 days of drawing a particular face, which is teaching me things. It is teaching me things. And this, Connie, is why we draw our face every day. It's a practice in which we can learn spatial dimensions every day, and so that we get better with our eye-hand coordination. It strengthens our eye-hand coordination, right? And so this is what one of the benefits of continuous line, strengthening eye-hand coordination. And, if you want to get wrapped up in the whole ego aspect of, drawing myself, how boring is that? Okay, whatever. If it's really that uncomfortable, draw your dog for 31 days. Draw your mother, somebody that doesn't have that same charge, but something that you can see every day and draw every day, right? Because that's the point, something that you see every day and that you can look at every day. And I mean, honestly, every day we change. I mean, every day we're getting older, right? So every day we're getting a little bit older. So how do you mark that in your drawings? How do you mark that in your selfies, right? Well, a little bit of jowl, that's how I do. A little jaggy for the jowl. I always want to mark the wrinkle, but not draw every single one, because, so it's only going to get uglier. It's not going to get prettier, right? It's only going to get uglier. And so while we still have the pretty mug that we have today, draw it. Draw it, draw it, draw it. Wow, there's this very cool bike coming down the Avenida here with a very cool helmet. Is he going to stop? Yeah, he's stopping. Dang, I wanted you to see this guy on a bike. Stopping at the bank to rob it, no doubt. Yeah, so I'm doing my big line warm-up, so it doesn't take... so I'm not here all day, because I spent a good portion of my time on the continuous line selfie breakdown, right? And why we're doing it. And so at this stage of the game, I hope you're having some fun with it. Don't be precious about it, because honestly, nobody cares if you draw yourself correctly. Nobody cares, and that is not the point. I mean, the point is, yes, to be more accurate with your lines, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun, right? It doesn't mean you can't have, like, play with expression, play with dimension, play with color, the whole deal, right? But I really don't want anyone getting precious, like, oh, my face is so perfect, and then everyone comments, oh, it's so much, looks like you, and that is you, and perfect, right? I try to stay away from like too over complimenting in our drawing group, because we're not here to please each other. We're here to practice, right? So if you're just showing up to like compliment people on their drawing, please don't. Pick up a pen and start drawing, and compliment yourself, right? Because the whole world of liking and Facebook, it's messed with our minds, right? I thought I was witnessing a fight over here. It almost feels like it. But anyways, with so much action, right? So that would be something I could draw, as the two cowboys about to get into a fight. And actually it was a guitarista, and he was playing his guitar, and a guy took a photo of him, and he said, you got to give me some money for that, right? Yeah. All right. I got the thumbs up there. Yeah, so there's the guy who just stole someone's photo. And then he was demanded for money, which that's happened to me too. I've taken photos of doll vendors here, and then that guy demanded his money, right? I've taken pictures of doll vendors, and these are ladies that they've got some chops, right? And well, one of them in particular, she came after me, and she's like, you pay me for that. You take a photo of me, you pay me. And I gave her 50 pesos, and she said, no, give me more. So I gave her 70 pesos. I mean, she kind of threatened me too. So, but I know these ladies have to deal with a lot being out here on the street. I can't even imagine that, right? So, okay, finishing big with a heart. As a reminder to go easy on myself and easy on others. Have fun with your selfies. Don't get too precious about them, because really nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is a personal drawing group. This is a drawing group where we practice. We're not here to please others. We're not here to impress others. We're here to practice and support each other, right? I totally believe in supporting our fellow artists, right? Support your fellow artists when you see that. I mean, I'm totally aware that people that are working every day, posting every day, drawing themselves, drawing whatever, drawing everything, drawing their world, right? They're storytellers, right? And I applaud that, because that's being a visual storyteller. And in our continuous line group, that's what I'm here to encourage, right? So there we go. Finish big with a heart. Finish big with a heart. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on others. Tell your stories, practice your lines. Don't get too wound up about, is your selfie good or not? Am I old? Am I young? Am I fat? Am I thin? It doesn't matter, right? It's just really good practice, a really good way to learn some drawing chops. I would love to come to Manhattan. I would absolutely come to Manhattan. I'm on my way to San Francisco and then Long Beach. Long Beach, yeah, totally. My class in Long Beach is totally filling up. I'm super excited about that. And then going to Paris, and gosh, maybe I'll go to Manhattan too. So anyways, guys, I gotta zoom home. I'm on my little motorbike. I'm gonna zoom home and get ready for my Zoom class. My continuous line fundamentals starts at the top of the hour. So have a great day, great Monday. May 6th. We've only got, what do we got? We got 25 more days of drawing yourself, right? Honestly, it goes by quicker, especially the less you care, right? The less you care. Don't care about, like, is it good or not. Just do it, have fun, and move on. Do it, have fun, move on, right? This is why I practice continuous line pattern making, so you don't get up in your ego like, oh, I drew that so good, I'm such a good artist, and then the next day you're like, that's the worst drawing in the world, I should just like chop my head off because I'm such a lousy artist, right? Do it, have fun, move on. Do it, have fun, move on. Let go, carry on, right? All right, everyone, have a good day. I'm signing off because I can see that people want this table. It's a popular table. You got the Parroquia right there. You got Bellas Artes right here. You got the whole avenida of people walking by. Beautiful, beautiful locals on their way to work and stuff like that. It's a beautiful thing, right? Like, I'm so grateful to be living here, right? It's just the people watching and the weather. I mean, it's really hot right now, but anyways, all right, I'm signing off. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.